to come and collect your fucking crane because it's in my backyard. The person had moved to another state and he couldn't basically get in touch with him. And it was hard to find out the legal capabilities of being able to get rid of this crane because you have to be trying to get it back to the person in every way possible. So eventually it got to the point where it was like, we can sell it. But the problem was it was stuck in the backyard and it wouldn't actually drive. It wouldn't start. So we had to find someone that wanted the crane that could get it working and drive it and get it off the property to be taken home.
Onto a trailer or something, yeah.
Well, it's a full crane. It wouldn't fit on a trailer. You have to drive it yourself. So some people, long story short, people ended up fixing it. They drove it all the way up to the top of the property and they were like, cool, we'll come back and we'll get it another day. They never ended up coming back. So then the crane was on the front yard for a good 6 months. Let's say another 6 months later, someone got in touch and was just like, yeah, I don't want the crane. I just want the hook that's on the end of the crane that uses to attach to things. So my father-in-law was like, okay, you're fine. You can take the hook, and sold the hooks on its own. And I think this whole ordeal ended up being about 6 or so years before the crane was actually driven off the property.
That's impressive.
I'm imagining like your father-in-law being cursed by this crane. Like he finally sells it, turns around, and it's somehow back in his backyard again. And he's like, how? I just got rid of it. No.
But either way, like that's a massive item. And the fact that you can't get rid of, like, it's hard to get rid of that. It's like, I wouldn't want anything bigger than a crane trying to get rid of. You know what I mean? Like a video game is something different to a full-size crane.
It's so funny because when you asked this question, I don't think I thought anything bigger than a video game or a DVD. Right. I never considered a crane in the equation of being left in your backyard.
Yeah. Well, look, it's anything is possible. Anything's possible.
I mean, it's quite funny because it's like, obviously the crane was cursed. Obviously the guy was like, nah, it's a shitty crane. Getting rid of it's going to cost me more money than actually keeping it. So let's just leave it there and see what happens. Let's play it as it rolls.
It's your problem now.
It's super surprising though, because my brother works in like a construction industry, and he says a lot of guys who like they hire crane drivers, all that type of stuff.
Yep.
But like when they buy those machines, they're obviously quite a lot out of pocket, but because it's a specialized thing, they can pay it off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this dude just hadn't paid it off, and he's like, not my problem anymore. It's that guy's problem, and just left it on his lawn.
The thing is, like, the loan is in whoever's name owns the crane. It's not like the crane is here and then someone's going to be like, yo, you now own the crane. Like, you also own the loan for the crane. That doesn't work like that.
Maybe he has a horrible lawyer, Tom. Just tons of misinformation.
Maybe he had to skip states because he was owing too much on this crane and he just had to leave it all behind. I don't know, but has there ever been anything that you've been in possession of that you've tried to get rid of, or you couldn't get rid of, or you wanted to hang on to that was not yours?
Right now, I'm in possession of a game, but it was more of a case of with one of my friends who does listen to the show from time to time. I don't know if he still does because, you know, COVID's changed a few things. But if he does hear, he knows that we traded games. We traded Switch games, the Zelda games. I got Breath of the Wild and he got the Link's Awakening. Now, you guys both know Zelda games, so you know which one's the better one out of those two. Right. So I've got the better one right now, and I always look at it and go, if he ever wants to like trade back, I'm obviously going to trade it back to him, but I've got the better one right now. So I'm like, I'll wait for him to say something. I'm just letting it slide for a little bit.
This is funny, Marcus, because I thought I had lent you my copy of Breath of the Wild. Are you telling me that?
No, Damien.
Oh, Damien's got my copy of Breath of the Wild. You gave it to Damo.
Yeah.
Right. Good to know.
I've got my former housemate's copy.
And Tom, I appreciate your copy, mate.
I was like, Marcus, no, that's my copy. What are you doing?
No. Well, that being said, Tom, you have a couple of my games as well that I know you've got. So it's all right. Everybody's got everybody else's games, it seems. Yeah, we're all in debt, so it's all right. But I'm waiting for him to come back and say, hey, I want my game back. Because I'm like, yeah, sure, you can have it back. It's not an issue whatsoever. But I'm not bringing it up because I've got the better one.
Sure.
And just to clarify something, I'm no longer in debt because I sold Tom's Zelda copy for some cold hard cash, so I'm fine now. I'm covered.
That's good.
Well, Nintendo games hold their value, so that's fine. You would have got a good buck for that.
What about you, Damien? Is there anything that you're in possession of besides my Zelda game? And I think maybe you've got my Resident Evil 7 game as well.
I mean, it's such crazy, it's unprecedented times. Who can keep up with who's got what at the moment? There's just no time. So let's just move on. I sold a friend's keyboard that they gave me. Well, they didn't give it to me. I borrowed it. And then it got to a point where they even just said to me, I want it, but can't be bothered picking it up. So just do what you want with it. So I ended up, I didn't ask them. I ended up just selling it, and I split the profit with them because I was like, well, it wasn't my keyboard, but I'm going to the effort of selling it and posting it. Sorry, a musical keyboard, not a computer keyboard.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that counts though. But I mean, they were just too lazy to come pick it up. So I was like, well, let's King Solomon this and split it down the middle.
Yeah, right. You get the lower scale of the keyboard. I get the higher scale of the keyboard. Everybody wins.
Right.
Perfection. Perfect. Tom, you? Anything?
I don't think so. Besides, the crane was probably the biggest one that's been involved in my life, and I can't outdo the crane. So besides the fact of, I think like sometimes I'd borrowed people's, I was in possession of people's video games, and I think they've also, like you, Damien, were just like, look, I don't want it. You can sell it and keep the profits, and I'll go, no, I'll sell it on, because I would sell a lot of stuff on eBay or Gumtree and things like that, and I'd split the profits with whoever owned it. I was happy to do that at least for them, but otherwise that would be in consultation with the person too.
Yep.
In summary, what do you think Segway should do? Should they try to get the activity set back, or just accept it?
I think if you really want it back, go pick it up. I think that's the best way.
Yeah.
I feel like we've hit the nail on the head that if the person who currently is in possession of it really likes it, they're not going to bring it up and say, hey, come pick it up or that, unless it's in their way, like you said, Tom. Yep. So if you really want it, just call up, say, hey, can I come pick it up? And it puts that person on the spot because maybe they've sold it. Maybe they've done the dodgy and sold it. And then they're like, oh, fuck. But you need to know what's happened to it. If it's on your mind, you need to know what has happened to it. I say you can't let it slide because you just say, oh, well, it's gone now. It's gone in the wind. I mean, you could do that, but fuck it. I'd ask the question first, at least.
Fair enough. Damien, anything to add?
What Marcus said.
Perfect. Let's leave it there for Segway. Who wants to go next with this one?
I volunteer as tribute.
Please do.
This is going to come in from Milk Carton.
Oh, this is very interesting, Damien. Okay, I don't know if you're on the same wavelength as me, but I had a YouTube video recommended to me yesterday. It was from the ABC in 1970, and it was basically a news report on people trying to open milk cartons. It was like 3 or so years after the milk carton was introduced. Did you happen to see that video too?
No, I just tried to make myself a coffee yesterday morning and had to open the milk and was like, fuck this stupid invention. Give me a lead, god damn it.
Oh my god.
Wait. You couldn't open the milk carton, Damien?
I could open the milk carton. I just think that, as the ABC probably showed, I think whenever I try to open a milk carton, this spout just becomes a mangled mess of like ripped cardboard. It never works out perfectly.
I agree. Like when I have Big M's, they always come in those fucking milk cartons, and whenever you're drinking from it, you obviously got to drink from the milk carton. It feels boss as fuck. It really does feel boss as fuck. But you get a little bit of cardboard in your mouth sometimes.
Let me play a little bit of audio from this. It was in my history from YouTube yesterday.
Let's hear it.
I've constantly found it impossible to open one of these cartons of milk properly. Try as I might over the years, the perfect way has eluded me. And at times it's left me depressed, frustrated, and wondering about my manual dexterity. And I can imagine to a person who's a little bit emotionally unstable, the trauma of trying to open one of these cartons could have devastating psychological effects. It appears quite simple if you follow the instructions. It says...
Anyway, it's the best video ever.
Damien's a time traveler. That's Damien. I didn't know you were from the 70s, Damien.
Yeah.
It's weird. That was my inner monologue as I was trying to open the carton. And I'm pretty sure ABC actually stands for Always Be Cartoning. I'm pretty sure that's what it what it stands for.
God. All right. Well,
I find that crazy. Anyway,
it is crazy. All right.
Look, I want to clarify. I'm not questioning my own self-existence like that ABC news reporter was over a milk carton. It was just annoying.
To milk or not to milk carton?
Yeah, that is the question. And Milk Carton writes in, is there a way to survive this? FYI, my boyfriend is a little bit older than me. We've been dating for over a year now, so things are pretty serious. However, when he came to meet my parents over dinner, all hell broke loose. Everything was going fine until an hour into dinner when my mum pulled me aside. She explained to me that she and my dad actually already knew my boyfriend. Obviously, I was confused. My mum then explained that 10 years ago, she and my father took part in multiple threesomes with my boyfriend.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Tim the Toolman Taylor has anything to say.
I took this information poorly and left immediately. My boyfriend has tried calling me multiple times, but I don't want to answer. I picked up a call from my parents and they called me immature for being so freaked out by this. I see a future with my boyfriend and I know it's not his fault. It happened over 10 years ago, but is there a chance our relationship can survive this? Milk carton.
Oh, milk carton. This is
The milk's gone bad.
The milk's
milk
gone
has
bad
gone
in
bad.
this situation. I don't know if I could ever come back from that. To first find out your parents were in a threesome with somebody else would scar me. Knowing my parents had four times in their lifetime is 4 times too many. All right, if you ask me. Now, bringing a third member into that sexual world is too much to handle. Let alone the person I'm seeing is that third person, is that third prong in that devil's three-way. Oh my god!
Do you know what would kill me? I would just be like, out of all the people I decided to date, it's the one person who's banged both of my parents. Like, what are the odds? Like, I'd be like, God damn it! I thought there were plenty of fish in the sea.
This is like, I'm trying to work out probably what the age difference is here as well. Because if this happened 10 years ago, that means that the boyfriend was obviously of an age that is, relevant to the parents as far as for them getting involved in that sort of a way. But then how old the daughter is, or how old the milk carton is, it's almost like you would not expect something like that to happen at all, right? You would think that that's not possible, and that's why you'd just be so shocked to be like, what are the odds of this actually being the scenario?
Yeah.
I feel like it's, how would you feel as the guy in this situation? Like, you started dating a person that you're like, I like the look of her. Like, she's got the perfect eyes, the perfect nose, perfect hair, perfect personality. I love everything about her. And then you go and meet her parents and you're like, that's why I liked everything about her. I liked his eyes, I liked her ass, I liked her hair, but his nose, oh my God, this makes complete sense. What the fuck am I doing now?
Your ass is exactly like your dad's. I knew it was so familiar.
But like, that touches on something that would be like so bad. Because I think whenever you would get intimate with your partner, you'd be like, "Does that move that he does to me? Did he learn that from my dad? Like, where did he learn that from?" You would start thinking about things like that all the time, which is like, it's so gross to think about. I don't think you can't come back from this.
I don't think you can.
I wonder how the actual like encounter was when like he walked in the room and they were like, "Mark," and they're like, "Oh, hello, Peter. Hey, it's been like what, 10 years?" How did that encounter go down? Like, was it sour milk, or was it welcome?
You know what? I think it would be welcome, because the mum said they did it more than once, right? Which means they Oliver twisted this and were like, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" Like, they liked what he was selling.
Yeah.
So it would have probably brought back pleasant memories, but not for the boyfriend, obviously. But
Yeah. Do you feel like, all right? Let me spin it a different way for you. If Milk Carton didn't find out they had a threesome, like it was just a well kept secret for most of their lives, they went on happily ever after. Do you think that would be a problem? Like if you not knowing that your boyfriend was in a threesome with your parents, like was it bad of the mum to tell her, "Hey, we've been in a threesome with your boyfriend"?
No, I think it's good, because that kind of implies that if you didn't know about it, it means your boyfriend just never told you and knew the whole time. So it means that your boyfriend and your parents were just keeping this secret from you the whole time. Well, it makes it so much worse.
Do you think that would not be like the best thing to do for like the relationship between the boyfriend and Milk Carton, and the relationship between Milk Carton and her parents? I feel like almost not saying anything might be the safer option for everybody, though. Their sanity.
Yes, but I don't know. I just think that is such a, like, I'm all for being sex positive, but I think there's like this crosses the line. I think it's just too far.
Yeah,
I think it's probably good that the mum told her, but I think the parents are wrong in calling her immature for the way she reacted to it. Because what other reaction is there to this?
Yeah, how could you actually say that this is the scenario of what happened and then also follow up with, come on, it's not a big deal. Grow up. Like, you can't.
Grow up.
You can't, yeah.
But I feel like, all right, I agree with what we're saying here, that you can't say you can be immature about this. However, people that generally go into like threesomes and like they really explore their sexual horizons and all that, obviously they're very open with it. So to them, it's just like, yeah, we had a threesome 10 years ago. So what? We've had multiple orgies. It's fine. Sex is just something that you do. You can share.